I'm Dr. Joe Nyamtu, coming to you live from the 2018 Aesthetic Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. Things are hot here. It's hot outside, it's hot inside. We're sitting here in the hallway and you've got a lot of hustle and bustle. People are taking their noon lunchtime breaks and so much stuff going on. Today our guest is Dr. Angelo Cuzalina, one of my best friends in the world. Angelo doesn't do anything small. And he has a 25,000 square foot office in Tulsa. He has an international practice. And so, Angelo, I've been interviewing people all week here. I just do surgery from here to here. Some people just do eyes. Some people just do lips. You do surgery from head to toe, cosmetic surgery. I mean, you do everything from hair to calf implants and everything in between. What's your favorite stuff that you like to do?
Man, hey, by the way, it's great to be here. You know, you're known as Joe Talks. You're just so busy. But, you know, I love doing surgery, so I like doing the big surgeries. I think that's what really gets me excited, because I like seeing people have those big dramatic changes where they're just overwhelmed, you know, with the results they get. I still want it natural, of course, but like at this meeting here, I'm lecturing on extreme necks and faces. But some of the other things I like to do is the big body makeovers, where maybe a mommy makeover where they're getting a breast lift and augmentation, tummy tuck and labiaplasty, or the people who've lost a lot of weight and they've lost 200 pounds and they've got extreme skin all over the place. Those patients get these dramatic changes, and you know, it's great to see them have such a nice change and be so happy.
You know, so a lot of the people that we talk to here are doing things. This is a multi-specialty meeting, so you have people that are doing things that have very small changes, and those doctors are really thrilled with the small changes. And being a surgeon, Dr. Cuzalina is looking for those big changes. What do you think is on the rise in the procedures that you do? What do you see? Where do you see that going contemporarily?
Yeah, you know, I gave a lecture one time called "Butts on the Rise," because butts are popular. You know, the Kardashians, everyone else sort of made it that way. But 20 years ago, I did about 2 Brazilian butt lifts a year. Last year I did 114.
114.
So,
wow.
Incredible number of butts. It's just popular right now. Who knows what it's going to be like in 2 or 3 years, but right now, butts, fat grafting, butt implants, that's popular.
What is that demographic age-wise?
It's usually the younger patients, 20 to 40, somewhere in that range. And there's a big difference between a Hispanic patient, black patient, and Caucasian patients, how they want their butts. So you have to know what they like in a butt, because if you put a white butt on a Hispanic patient, they may be unhappy with it.
One of the things we talked about a lot with all the doctors here is the power of social media. And well, look at the superstars we have in the audience here. Huh?
This is like walking on the set of a movie. That's going on.
This is like when Jesus appeared. You know what I mean? There's water back here. He's walking.
This is a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
You know, I was talking this morning about, you know, the regulars that have been coming longer than I have. You two make this show. You really do.
And we're here from the beginning.
Well,
we love it.
We don't leave. We just stay here all year.
I learned from these guys.
It is Vegas.
Sorry the interruption.
Yeah. You're my hero, brother. You are my hero. Alrighty. So, wow, you don't see superstars from Beverly Hills pop on the set every day. So, social media, does that drive a lot of the butt lift stuff?
It does. I mean, that's where it almost all comes from. I mean, now's gone the days of the yellow pages, anything else. It's all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I have a Snapchat that's niptucktulsa. You know, and it's just popular. It's amazing how many people look at these things.
So in the mommy makeover, what, like on the average patient, what procedures are you doing at the same time?
Typically, a mommy makeover is a breast lift and augmentation simultaneously with a tummy tuck, usually with some liposuction of the hips, back flanks, and possible labiaplasty.
Okay. And that's another thing we've talked a lot about, feminine rejuvenation this weekend. And that's something that if you came to these meetings 10, 15 years ago, I mean, you just really didn't hear about it. And that's becoming very popular, huh?
It is popular. It's amazing. You didn't hear a thing about it 20 years ago. Gradually built up 10 years ago. Now you hear about it all the time with stem cells, PRP, some of the new devices that tighten the inside of the vagina versus just surgery to tighten things.
And in terms of devices, I know you're more of a surgeon and less of a device guy, but are there devices that you're using that you're very pleased with?
I am. There's several that are out there on the market right now. I happen to have Thermiva, which is very popular. It's just easy, it's non-painful. Patients love it. I haven't had a patient that didn't say, wow, it made a big difference.
Great. I know you do a lot of breast implants, so how many of those do you do a year?
Well, I do about 300 or 400 patients a year on breast implants. About half of them have breast lifts at the same time. My demographic's different than some people. I've got a lot of patients who have had children, and once you've had children, things droop and sag and tend to need a lift along with the augmentation.
Very good. What percentage of your practice is female?
About 90%, so it's still 10% men. The men are still coming in, but it's overwhelmingly female. The men are coming in mainly for liposuction, especially reduction of their chest. That's a lot more popular now with gynecomastia.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So male breast reduction, and again, in the past, people just did it surgically. Now you use some of the laser lipo devices. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, there's one particular for chest that works really well. Vaser is the device name, and it uses ultrasonic energy to really liquify the fat. Gives you a better sculpting. You still have to liposuction and cut out tissue, but it really has changed things where you get a much better, smoother result nowadays.
Awesome. Let's move to the face a little bit because that's something else that you do a lot of. What's your favorite facial procedure?
Probably rhinoplasty. Doing the nose, it's one of the more challenging things, and it's right there in the middle of your face, so you got to get it right. I love it.
And I know you do a lot of cleft repair noses. So, you know, a lot of times people, they're just doing cosmetic noses where they're making your nose bigger, smaller, taking out a hump or whatever. But people that have cleft lip and cleft palate problems have a much bigger and much more difficult situation to deal with. And I know you not only do that, but I know you do a lot of pro bono stuff, not just with that, but with other surgeries as well.
We offer some pro bono surgery. Actually, we try to do up to one free surgery a month. And whether it's reconstruction for cleft patients or people that are just born with one breast. But I really am blessed to be able to do that for some people. And the cleft patients are fantastic because you have to take a piece of rib out to rebuild their nose, but they're so overjoyed with the results. So it's one of my favorite things to do.
See, that's pretty wild. I've had people on this desk that all they're doing is putting little needles in and injecting something, and you got people here that are taking out ribs. That's the diversity of what goes on at this meeting. Let's talk a little bit about this meeting because you and I have both been here for a long time. What do you think is, you know, I'm looking down the hall here, you just have all this energy. Talk a little bit about what you like about this meeting.
Well, first of all, it's in Vegas. And I've been coming to Vegas since I was 11 years old, so that's 43
You could hardly reach the handle on the slot machine.
That's right. Yeah. 43 years now I've been coming to Vegas, so that makes it, along with the fact that it's multi-specialty. You've got doctors from every line of surgery and medicine as well. So it's just exciting. You can feel the pulse. It's one of the funnest meetings that I go to every year.
Great. So when, you know, I think that breast implants are such a popular thing. Every once in a while, we all get patients that are, not just with breast implants, but I'll ask you this question in general. We get patients that we probably shouldn't operate on because they're not doing it for the right reason. And we talked a lot yesterday with different doctors about how they say no, because it's harder for a young doctor, for sure. And how do you deal with that? When you have a patient that wants something, they can afford to pay for it, they're ready to do it, but it's not the right thing on the right patient.
I have learned the hard way on this one. 20 years ago, you know, they come in. If I didn't want to operate on them, I was too scared to say no. So I would just triple my fee. I'd say, I just charge them triple. I don't want to operate them. I didn't want to offend them. The problem was, all the crazy patients would go ahead and pay triple. You know, so finally, you just have to say, look, I'm not the doctor for you. I really don't think this is going to benefit you, and it may actually cause problems. And you learn that sometimes the hard way, but certainly it's just being in practice for a long period of time to pick up on those patients that potentially are problem patients.
Great. So we only have about a half minute left, Angelo. What talks are you giving at this meeting?
This one's on extreme face and neck surgery. So the patient that has these huge necks and difficult jowls, talking on it.
Okay, very good. And actually we do have a little bit more time here. So tell us more about that lecture.
So this lecture is for the sort of the classic patient that may not show up at a surgeon's office because they feel like they're just too bad. I mean, these are people that have necks that hang down on their chest, extreme laxity, maybe somebody who's lost 200 pounds with extreme laxity, but they also have bone problems too. So they may be missing part of their chin bone or jawbone. So they need sort of a multifactorial treatment. I mean, some really deep surgery in their neck, rebuilding the bone structure to give them that perfect or ideal result.
Yeah, and I've seen your lectures, and I think one of the amazing things that you do is you get a lot of big results sometimes with smaller procedures as opposed to like the full facelift things. You do a lot of submenoplasty. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I can do some small things through a little tiny incision with the endoscope now. So tiny incisions patients love, of course. You can also use facial implants through little tiny incisions that make a nice difference.
All right, very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are live at the Aesthetic Show 2018. Great doctor, great friend, Angelo Cuzalina from Tulsa, Oklahoma, does full body cosmetic surgery. And Angelo, it's been great to have you on the set.
Joe, it's always a pleasure.
Look forward to seeing you out and about.